welcome back to another episode on Anxiety Doesn't Own Me podcast. My name is Emmanuel Isaacson, and I'm an anxiety coach who helps people to overcome and heal their anxiety naturally. Today's episode, what it's going to be about is how to handle failure. I think this is a big thing that a lot of people struggle with in general, and especially whenever we are suffering, we're struggling with anxiety, and all we want is that relief to feel better and to get our situation, and any little setback or whatever it is, it can be a big one or a small one, can really affect us and can really put us down. And we have to have the right mindset. And of course, again, this isn't easy. Whatever I talk about in this podcast isn't easy, but it's going to give you a much better foundation in how to handle certain situations whenever you have the right mindset. So today, I am going to help you guys to look at failure in a different way, because we are going to have failures. It's going to happen. We're going to have those setbacks where we think we are doing great and we're trying so many different things and we're putting all the effort and we're putting everything that we're doing whatever we can in order to achieve our goal. And then all of a sudden something comes sidelining us, or it's something that we were anticipating and it actually came into fruition that it set us back, and now we feel like we cannot get back up. And this is something that whenever I learned about failure and how to look at it, because I used to have a huge fear of failure. That was my thing. I remember that. I used to be afraid of failing, and what I used to do is I used to procrastinate. I used to push things off. I used to never finish anything, because I believe that I would fail. And if I failed, that means that I am not a worthy person, or that I'm not smart enough, or I'm not capable enough, or you see that people were right, I'm not going to amount to anything. And all of these insecurities came, they kind of like solidified whenever I did fail, that it was very hard for me to face. Now, with our anxiety, whenever we're trying to overcome it and we have that failure, we're right away thinking like, hey, I can't overcome this. This is too much. I am so disappointed in myself. I've tried so many things and it doesn't seem like it's ever going to go away. So what we could do with the failure is we can look at failure in a positive way. Failure, and this is what helped me, guys. This is what helped me to overcome it. And till today, I still struggle with this, but I overcome it. I do take risks now, and I do put myself out there, and I'm open to more, and I'm open to the fact that I may fail. And it's fine with me now, but I still struggle with it. I still have this struggle. But what did I learn about failure? Failure isn't really failure until you actually quit. That's real failure. So let's define what failure really is. Failure, what it is that whenever you pick up your hands and say, I am done, I'm finished, I quit, that's whenever you failed. But failure isn't a bad thing. You see, I always looked at failure as a bad thing. But the truth is, guys, that failure is actually a positive thing. It's actually a good thing. Why? Because, fine, we didn't succeed the first time, and it's most likely we won't succeed the first time in doing something, and it may take repetition and trying to add different things and say, okay, you know, what did I learn from this? What can I change over here? What can I do different over here to be able to get to that place where we want to be? So failure is a way in building ourselves. So whenever we have a setback, whenever we have that, we can, say, you know what? I didn't succeed. That's okay. I am going to succeed. I may have lost this battle, but I'm going to win the war at the end of the day. That's what it is. I can't win every single battle, right? I can't do that, but I am going to win this war. And this setback right now, this quote-unquote failure, is a learning opportunity. It's a learning curve. It's a tuition that I need to pay in order for me to get where I want to be. So whenever we're dealing with our anxiety and we're trying to go somewhere, but we're afraid of going there because we may experience a panic attack or an anxiety attack, and we may not feel good, and we're having all these thoughts, and we're just like, I cannot do this. You may not get there the first time. And you may have a panic attack the first time, and even the second time. But eventually, when you push yourself and you're doing it over and over again, and you're asking yourself, okay, what can I learn from this? The last time whenever I went, what did I do wrong? What can I do different over here? And whenever we do that and we don't give up, which is a very hard thing to do because, again, the emotions take over, and it's okay to feel that way, guys. It's okay to feel down whenever we're not feeling like we're actually succeeding or moving forward. It's okay to feel that way. But what we could do is go through the motions so that eventually we start changing the emotion and start feeling much better. We can do something that's going to help us to feel better. But the number one thing we want to do is, of course, accept the way we're feeling. We want to validate that. Okay, you know what? I'm feeling down right now. Say, okay, you know what? Let me try to go back to the drawing board and see what I can do different now. So failure is not a negative thing. The setback is not a negative thing. It's an opportunity for us to build our foundation in a very strong way so that whenever we do come up with a situation that's going to cause us a lot of stress, we are able to handle this. This is why I always say that people that struggle with anxiety are able, once they overcome their anxiety and know how to handle it, they are able to handle stress much better than other people because they understand what's going on. They understand what to do. They build that foundation. They build that muscle. Don't think, guys, that me personally, succeeded every single time whenever I wanted to overcome my anxiety. I had a lot of failures throughout the entire time. I fell a lot of times. But the thing is, I said to myself, I can't give up. I can't. And I asked myself, and I told myself, what's the reason why? Why can you not give up? What's your why? My why was because I didn't want to live like this anymore. I wanted to be the person that I once was. I wanted to do certain things in my life where my anxiety was stopping me. So that motivated me to pick myself back up whenever I did have a setback. So I didn't just give up, and I said to myself, okay, this is it. I'm never going to be able to overcome this. And there was a time I believed that. Don't think I didn't believe that. I 100% believed that. And I told myself, I'm never going to come this. I'm done. And I was hopeless. I remember how hopeless I was. I have never felt so hopeless in my life in that moment where I didn't believe that I was able to overcome this and I was stuck like this for the rest of my life. I'll never forget that deep-seated feeling of hopelessness where I wanted to end it all because I was sick and tired of feeling this way. I was sick and tired of it, and I was sick and tired of failing, of having those setbacks every single time. And I said to myself, I'm sick and tired of moving one step forward and 3 steps back. It was just like, I'm not moving forward. But whenever I changed my mindset, I told myself, okay, Emmanuel, let's try to look at failure as a different kind of thing. And it took me a while, by the way, to actually internalize this and fully understand that this concept that failure only happens whenever you give up, and that the truth is there is no such thing as failure. That is the truth, because failure is opportunity to grow, to learn from. That's what it's actually there for. So the truth is there's nothing to fear. Yes, in reality, it is much scarier because you're actually putting yourself in a situation where you're vulnerable, right? And you don't know what's going to happen. But the only way we're actually able to grow is putting ourselves out there. To overcome anxiety, the best way is putting yourself out there. If you are going to be stuck in our routine, in our bubble, we're never going to be able to overcome it. And it's not only with anxiety, it's with other things in life. It can be with business, it can be with relationships, it can be with anything. If we're going to be okay with our bubble and just be comfortable in that bubble and not take risks and not do things and be afraid of failure, we are never going to be able to grow. And it's going to be hard for us it's going to get harder for that way. And I'm not trying to make you guys feel anxious. I'm not trying to make you feel that way. But I want to make you guys aware of the fact that being in your bubble, being in your safe space is not what's helping you with your anxiety. It doesn't make you feel much better. The way to do it is getting yourself outside of that comfort zone, is being open to that failure, is being open to that setback. And understanding, okay, how can I handle that? And listen, if you're not ready to do that, you may need someone to help you with that. You may need someone to guide you with it. You may need to do certain things in the back end in order for you to move forward. And you got to find out what strategy works best for you. And that's what I did. Again, what I did is that I started to heal my anxiety. I started focusing on my anxiety. I said, I need to heal it. And the way I healed it is through the subconscious mind. I also healed it as well with building my self-esteem and my self-confidence, but that also through the subconscious mind, but also consciously, I would read books. I would go to seminars. I would do whatever needs to be necessary in order to build myself in thinking more positively about myself, about situations, whatever it is, in order for me to start feeling much better. But again, guys, it took me time to get there, and it's going to take you time to get there. You're not going to get from the day to tomorrow. So I don't want you to make you feel anxious. Like, okay, if I'm not going to try to move myself forward, that means I'm going to be stuck like this the rest of my life, and I'm not doing a good job, and that means I'm failing. And you see, once again, I am no good, and I'm not capable of overcoming this. No, it doesn't mean that. Just take one step a day. I always talk about this. Small steps can lead you to large goals. It's like walking up a staircase. You can't jump from the bottom to the top. You have to walk each stair, and you may be able to, skip a few, right? But you can never jump from the bottom to the top. But eventually, you'll get to the top if you take it one step at a time. One stair at a time, you'll get to the top. And it does take time. You understand? But at the end of the day, guys, to conclude over here is that failure is a positive thing. Failure is a learning opportunity. That's what it's there for. You only fail whenever you give up. And I know that you guys do not want to give up. And I know you guys are fighters. Anxiety strugglers are fighters. We are fighters. And this is the reason why we have anxiety in the first place. So we don't give up easily. And whenever you do have that setback, try to look at it as, hey, you know what? This is an opportunity for me to grow, to learn, and what I can do next time. So next time I can get it right. And even if the next time it doesn't happen that way, that's okay. I may lose a few battles, but at the end of the day, I'm going to win the war. If you did like this episode, please click the like button and leave a 5-star review. The reason why I ask is because this way we're able to reach more people. And the more people that we can actually reach, the more people that we can actually help. Because my mission in this world, my purpose is to help people to overcome and heal their anxiety naturally and show them that it's possible to overcome. Thank you guys. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.